Good afternoon. I'm Levi Tomashiro, and I'll be leading you in the flag salute. Will the audience please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? When we are done, please remain standing as our choir sings the national anthem. Gentlemen, please remove your caps. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing as our choir sings the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red blaze that once bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
You may be seated.
Ready for the Dodger game. Stop.
Good evening, graduates, parents, families, and friends. Welcome to the commencement ceremony for the Serna High School class of 2019. I'm Ann Fitzgerald, and I'm privileged to be your principal. Joining me on stage this evening are some distinguished guests. Representing the Whittier Union High School District is President of the Board, Russell Castaneda Calleros. Clerk of the Board, Leighton Anderson. Our Superintendent, Martin Plord. And representing the East Whittier City School District is Superintendent Mark Patterson and Board President Dimitri Eveling. Please join me in welcoming all of our honored guests who have played a role in your education throughout your last 13 years. So there's a clever meme that surfaces this time of year on social media. I'm sure you've seen it. It usually features 2 or 3 graduates celebrating their big day, those big white toothy smiles, diplomas in hand, and below the obviously stock photo, it says, "Congratulations on getting through the easiest part of your life." It's funny enough, I guess, but it just doesn't apply to Serna graduates. 2013 was my first graduation as principal, and that was also the first class to include Puente graduates. Today, hundreds of Puentistas have benefited from our wonderful program, and many more will receive their diplomas this evening. Other students in this class poured their heart and soul into Lancer academies and specialized programs. You organized businesses, created original films. You wrote computer code, you engineered devices. You developed your athletic training skills and you created apps. You challenged yourself at every turn and faced personal adversity. You survived trials that only you know about. Through hard work, you persevered. So much for the easiest part of your lives. Challenging? Yes. Defining? Absolutely. Easy? No way. The drive and resilience that you developed at Serna will serve you well as you move on, whether you enter the job market or serve our country in the armed forces, whether you attend a community college or an Ivy League school. Your hard work at home and in your community will have prepared you. The artists and athletes on our campus performed as brilliantly as they ever have. Graduates tonight included accomplished dancers, golfers, even a world champion equestrian. Lancer Sports programs won 16 Del Rio championships and competed in multiple CIF competitions. Our cheer program competed for a national title in Florida. The Serna choir mesmerized us through their song, while our theater department kept us in stitches as we journeyed to Harvard with Elwood. And our musicians, our award-winning musicians, gifted us with their beautiful music. Absolutely none of it was easy, and absolutely none of it could have been possible without the hard work and dedication of our committed teachers, our guidance counselors, and our campus support teams. I offer my sincere and heartfelt thanks to them. There are few experiences more long-honored than the unsolicited but well-meaning advice that you'll no doubt receive from friends and family at your graduation parties and dinners. Here's just a few. Leave behind who you thought you were, who others believed you were, or whom they wanted you to be, for whom you will become. Or this other bit of wisdom. Don't feel like a failure for not reaching all of your goals on time. Time moves differently as an adult. And possibly my favorite from Ellen DeGeneres, she gave this advice. Follow your passion, stay true to yourself, never follow someone else's path. Unless you're in the woods and you get lost and you see a path, then by all means follow that path. You'll probably hear comparisons between your generation and your class to the predictability, awesome generation and class of other well-meaning adults. Like that meme, they may tell you how easy you had it in contrast to them, or how it was the good old days. You might even hear about how it was tough when they were a teenager, and when they were your age, how the music was so much better. And while the music was better, a lot better when we were your age, don't buy for a minute that what we celebrate here today was the easiest part of life. Today likely represents the first measurable and significant accomplishment of your life, but it certainly won't be the simplest and it won't be the last. The maze of requirements and standards required to graduate from high school in 2019 is eminently more complex and challenging than it was during the 1980s or 1990s. The academic competition you faced was far more intense than anything I ever saw. Getting here and graduating is no small feat and deserves to be celebrated and honored. If you got into your dream school or any university or college, that is significant. Nothing about that was easy. None of that fell into your lap, well, unless you were one of Aunt Becky's kids. Today is a big deal. Almost nothing, I thought you'd get that, but it might be delayed. Almost nothing about the last 12 years was very easy, considering the perspective you had as a kindergarten. You've grown more over the last 12 years than you will of any other 12-year span in your life, unless and until you have a child of your own. I suspect that the place from which those generational comparisons come are due to that. One of my favorite descriptions of parenthood is this. Having a child means surrendering your heart to a place where you have no control. Every mother and every father here today understands that, which is why today's celebration is shared with your parents and families. You may not remember all of them. However, there were certainly a few occasions when they dragged or carried you across one of your life's finish lines. They sat at that table with you, slothing through that algebra homework, and read and reread your essays and research papers. So right now, graduates, please join me in congratulating and thanking your parents and family for the role that they had in getting you here today. And lastly, for me, the most significant, most important way that the class of 2019 and your generation has set a new standard is found in the ways that you have touched and changed your community and the world through normalizing acceptance. Who you are, what you believe, and who you love. And while these topics continue to challenge some and are slow to evolve in parts of our country and world, our community, the Serna community created by you, refuse to be defined by labels of any sort. You You chose to accept and you chose to welcome. The Serna community is a fabric of diverse people, representing 12 different languages and multiple cultural and religious practices. The Lancer family is made up of students from every corner of the world, some born here, others struggled to get here. Some didn't have a support system, so you became theirs. You didn't judge. It didn't matter because you showed that everybody matters. You're so accepting and welcoming that you even accept and welcome the few among you who don't. You have changed others by modeling acceptance and love, and you have made room for everyone. Serna is not perfect, but you, the class of 2019, definitely made it better. You're leaving it better than you found it. You are Lancers forever, and now you are graduates, and you are loved. On behalf of the Serna administrative team and teachers and support staff, I want to thank you. This was difficult, and you did it. Thank you.
Good evening, family and friends, teachers, staff, and fellow graduates, and welcome to the graduation ceremony of the class of 2019. Thank you so much for joining us on this exciting day as we celebrate the graduating class and reflect on their time at Serna. We would not have been able to have reached this pinnacle point of our high school career without the support of all of you. Therefore, on behalf of the class of 2019, with the utmost gratitude, I thank everyone who has helped us get this far. Your everlasting support and guidance has cultivated us to become the graduates that you see before you today. Graduates, the future is looking bright for us all. But before we occupy our minds with the prospects of the future, I urge you to always enjoy the present and to not take moments like these for granted. Instead, cherish them and take them with you as you continue on your future endeavors, wherever that may guide you. With reference to Shrek, it's finally ogre now. Congratulations, class of 2019, we did it.
Graduation speech, I set out to recap the 4 years. Our class is a special one, with students coming from many backgrounds and many accomplishments to date. I got to thinking that with the 583 students graduating today, there are several unique perspectives. Granted, they were epic, but we were more than just our football games and homecoming dances. Our talents and interests came through in our musicals, our quiz bowls, and our band jams. All key pieces in our high school memories. As we grew, so did our life's experiences. As a reference, I turned to everyone's go-to, Google, for some help. But remember, don't always believe what you read on the internet. I started by searching for the most significant events in 2015. It was at this age when our biggest worries were more about what to wear to our friend's quince, or if someone's mom could give us a ride to the Whitwood, because nobody wanted to walk the 6 blocks there for lunch. Times were simpler then. We were more interested in finding out if that infamous dress that went viral was white or gold or blue and black, and I'm not sure if that was ever decided. In 2016, our country elected a new president. As sophomores, we were pushed to explore our fundamental views on society. Everyone had an opinion. The Socratic seminars and World Civ turned into heated debates. While these exercises may have seemed pointless at the time, they were formative to the development of both our personal and political identities. In 2017, we made the jump to upperclassmen. We would all agree that junior year was the longest and hardest year of high school. With books in our hands and bags under our eyes, we learned the meaning of the term, be resilient. We were also taught this through some of 2017's biggest stories. Our nation had to contend with many major events like Vegas Strong and Me Too. Closer to home, we were devastated by the death of Officer Keith Boyer. As overwhelming as it was at times, I'd like to thank our teachers who guided us and taught us how to persevere. Stories such as these were ones that saddened us, inspired us, but most importantly, propelled us to make a difference for the better. 2018 was a game changer. We were the kings of the campus. We had our senior tables for lunch, and many of us were able to go home after fourth period. For those of us who were able to vote, the 2018 midterm elections gave us an opportunity to make a difference. After years of watching CNN 10 in our history classes, we were ready to act. Young Americans turned out in record numbers, and we had a significant impact on forming the political and social agendas of this time. A key event in this past year on our campus was the March for Our Lives in protest to stop gun violence. La Serna students joined in on this, and with the support of our administration, we too were given the chance to express our views during our school-wide walkout. Our journey and growth throughout the years is what has made the arrival to our destination so sweet, graduation 2019. We will now be embarking on a journey that will hold its next set of challenges. These may not always result in successes, but as a few days of researching has shown me, life's greatest moments and memories are worth searching for. Class of 2019, I encourage you to remain strong, push forward, make a difference, and to surge on. Thank you.
Daniela!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Leighton Anderson. I am a member of the Board of Trustees of the Whittier Union High School District. Each year, the Board of Trustees bestows the Board of Trustees Award on the graduates who have been designated as valedictorians and salutatorians of their graduating classes. I'm grateful for my colleague, Board President Russell Castaneda-Calleros, for allowing me to make the presentation this evening. Tonight, we're honored to represent the Board of Trustees in recognizing two La Serna seniors for achieving and maintaining excellence in their academic work. It is also true in each case that these students have involved themselves in non-academic activities and service both on and off the La Serna campus. In each case, these students have excelled in their classes and activities because of the support that they have had at home. We want to acknowledge parents too as we recognize these students with this award tonight. The first Board of Trustees award goes to class valedictorian Olivia Janeo. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to share with you, Olivia is graduating this afternoon with an outstanding 4.49 grade point average and 305 academic credits. Now, you should know that 220 are required to graduate. She posted 305. And for those of us old enough to remember when 4.0 was the highest a GPA could be, I'd like to mention that in our current calculations, grades in honors and advanced placement classes are scored on a 5-point scale rather than the traditional 4. Our valedictorian and salutatorian this afternoon have both been enrolled in the most challenging courses that La Serna, or any high school for that matter, has to offer. Their grade averages reflect their achievements. And we also want to extend thanks and congratulations to Olivia's parents, Beatrice and Daniel Janeo, who are with us here this evening. Congratulations, Beatrice and Daniel. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know that Olivia is a scientist. Among other programs on and off campus, Olivia participated both as a junior and senior in the Harvey Mudd College Women in STEM program. Of course, STEM in this context has nothing to do with roses. The word stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Likewise, she's been an active participant in La Serna's Artemis program, which allowed her to pursue scientific research and make scientific presentations at the collegiate level through cooperation with Whittier College. The subject of that research, and this is just amazing, was the creation of gold-based nanoparticles for use in detecting various strains of the Salmonella bacteria. Say that 3 times fast. But Olivia does not simply wear a lab coat. She has been the editor-in-chief of the La Serna yearbook for the last 2 years and worked on the yearbook for all 4 years of her high school experience. She has dedicated 800 hours of community service through the National Charity League and is president of the National Honor Society at La Serna, vice president of the California Scholastic Federation. Olivia will attend Yale University in the fall. Yale University, where she will major in neuroscience. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present the Board of Trustees Award to Olivia Janelle. The Board of Trustees also wishes to recognize the 2019 class salutatorian, Colin McKenzie. Colin's parents, Alex and Marcy McKenzie, also deserve to be thanked and recognized, and we invite them to stand at this time. Wherever you are, there they are. Thank you. I just want to tell you that during his 4 years, Colin has earned an equally stratospheric grade point average of 4.43 and 280 credits. Remember, 220 was the minimum. Once again, this signifies excellence in the most challenging courses of study. Once again, however, Colin has not limited his activities to classes and books. He is a 4-year member of the water polo team and the swim team, captain of the swim team this last year, excelling in the 200 and 500 meter freestyle events. Colin has been a member of the coding club at La Serna for 3 years, including a term as co-president of the club, which provides hands-on experience with programming languages such as Python, and sponsors CodeFest events. To give you an example, one CodeFest event involved programming a robot to navigate through a maze. Colin is also a musician and has been the lead trombone in the jazz band. Like Olivia, Colin will pursue scientific studies in college. He has been admitted to the Barrett Honors College at Arizona State University, where he will major in biotechnology and molecular biosciences. He plans to search for therapies for genetic diseases in the course of a career in the field of genetic engineering. Ladies and gentlemen, our final Board of Trustee Award is presented to Colin McKenzie.
Andrew! You rock! Richard! Danny!
It is my honor to present the many graduates who have achieved special awards and recognition based on their academic merits, leadership, and service. With so many high-achieving seniors, we will recognize their well-deserved accomplishments of each award as a group. Guests, please refer to your commencement programs for the specific criteria and names of individual students earning each award. Seniors, please refer to your name card as a reference and be prepared to stand when prompted.